Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's Lycan Warlord, the Stash. Hello, live streaming this. Just want to go over my blue steel build in the stream. That way I don't have to do separate videos. And I can get, in case you don't want to watch the whole stream, boom, now we got it nice clipped and cut. So for some backstory on this build, this was actually a wine bottle build that I picked this square because I could do wine on it, I could do wine bottles, I could do blue steel. And with the new updates, we suspected that blue steel might be the way to go. I'm going to go ahead and do you guys a favor, and I'm going to turn these off so you can see a little bit better. There we go. All right. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of excess in this build that's not at all necessary for an actual blue steel build. So if we were to look at for instance, the number of nuclear power plants I have. Well, we decided to do that on stream the other day. You don't need that many nuclear power plants. The biggest update, the biggest changes that they made to the mine were that of iron. Iron only needs 1 lumber and 1 energy and 1 water drum. Well, it used to need 3 and 2 and 2, I believe is what it was. Or 3, 3, 2. So now it needs a whole lot less of everything, but most importantly only 1 energy, which means you can get away with a whole lot less power plants or nuclear plants, and you have your energy levels covered. So originally I had mines all the way across the top here. As you can see, I've removed some of them and put warehouses. This is not a pre-planned build by any stretch of the imagination. It's all kind of just off the cuff, but what I wanted to show you guys is this layout works. It can be improved a lot. For instance, this whole water setup I have here, not that great. Not that great. There's definitely better ways I could have done it. Again, this is what I threw at the wall and it stuck, so we rolled with it. One thing to keep in mind, I'll go over, we have all these trees, we got these loggers. I got an empty space right here, which I talk about it ad nauseum. If you have empty spaces, you have wasted space. But essentially, I could put more buildings right here, but I don't want to cast any more shade than I already am on the crops that I have. I have an excess of cotton yarn. I have an excess of uniforms, which usually you do. Usually you have an excess of uniforms in your blue steel build. And as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steel mills. This steel mill and this steel mill are doing blue steel. The way I have the nuclear set up, these all get the 10 energy they need passively. So for those of you that don't know, with steel you need 10 iron, 5 energy, and 5 water drums. Well, there's no way to put that many water drums around the plant, so in some case scenarios, yes, you can put 2 water pumps like here, so that's 2 less drums they have to collect, and then they have to go collect all 10 iron. That can't be helped. You can't, unless you have the Snoop passive iron NFT, which would assist you in that. But then again, you'd still have to go get the water drums, because if it's just one of those balancing acts you have to play. What's more important though is the energy. So my blue steel needs 10 energy, 1 uniform, and 5 steel. So I have enough passive energy right here, and right here to do all 10. For those of you who've never seen a nuclear power plant before, hello, this is a nuclear power plant. Welcome. Nuclear power plants cost $3,000 a minute. As you can see, my hourly or my minute rate is $45,000, which is just, it's just wonderful. I'm growing in cash though. I'm in a surplus. I can't complain, because when I finished the build, I was in the 40-something, 50-something thousand range. So it's clearly working. I'm able to sell more than I need. But yeah, it's a lot of money. I'm well aware it's a lot of money. And again, that all comes from these nuclear plants, which are in excess. We did it because you don't actually need all these plants. I just happen to have them. Now, do you need nuclear power plants for blue steel? No, you do not. You can do it with power plants. Regular power plants would suffice. Again, what it boils down to is, if you don't have enough passive energy for the blue steel, you're going to need to have something producing energy. So For instance, the nuclear produces energy without anything else required other than just turning it on. Versus the power plant, if we go to that power plant, you got to have the crude oil and the water drum, right? So that's the caveat. So if you're on the desert, then you're good. You just make sure you got a power plant that's within the range of the oil seep, which it needs to be in the 2 crude oil range from the oil seep, and you'll have that extra energy you need. Reminder that steel only needs 5 energy, so it does need less energy. So you can be a little bit more sparing with how you line it up. I've got all these water facilities. I have an excess of water drums. I was playing around with which ones I turn off, which ones I turn on. Like I might turn off this one and see if that affects it at all. Obviously, selling water drums is not a viable option for making cash, so avoiding that if I can help it. Then again, I'm on the desert, so I have the infinite petroleum and the infinite energy buff, essentially because of the oil seep. So gas isn't really a big problem for me because I'm making it extremely rapidly. So that all being said, not that complicated of a build. It is expensive, but not complicated. It is slow, but not complicated. You need mines making iron. You need steel mills making steel, and then steel mills making blue steel. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Simple, simple. I have my silo here to collect the cotton. You can see here, this whole row is in green. This tree is not in green, but this cotton is. This cotton is in green. And I've just got just enough cotton to keep it going. It's plenty. It's all I need. I've got 3 sheep pens. I've got 4 feed mills, 2 troughs. I did notice a difference. If I had 1 trough or 2, I noticed that my wool dropped a bit. So that's why I did that. That's why I had the 2. Normally you only have 2 troughs if you're expecting to sell, but I did notice it did affect it, my performance. Storehouse is going to be for my wool. Then after that, all of my yarns are going to be placed in warehouses. So I've got this one producing uniforms, because again, I only need 1 uniform for each blue steel, and you produce them fairly quickly. I did make 3 cotton yarn plants just to make sure that my cotton was producing, and it is. I'm doing great. I'm making 44 an hour, which is plenty enough. And then my 1 making wool. So this is the only one that needs the 3 energy, which with the nuclear does 4, 3, 2, 1 on energy. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's straightforward. The lumber mills are making lumber. Water facilities are making water drums. Passively watered everything. Passively powered everything. If you see a water facility, most likely it's because there's shade there. This one is green. Like all of these are in green. I make sure everything's far enough away. This is the only tree that's in the yellow, and it is what it is. I've accepted it. I could put this back as a power plant, and that would give me that wood back, but it's one of those things where it's not really killing the build, so I'm not worried about it. But that would be something I would do for sure, is to make sure. Like, that's why this one's a power plant and not a nuclear, is because the power plant casts 3 shade/dirtiness. The nuclear casts 4 shade, not dirtiness, but shade. So it actually casts shade right here, which is causing that one to be yellow. So, that all being said, I'm going to spin the map for you guys so you can see it from a different angle. I'll spin the thing all the way around. And if you guys need to pause and look at it, you can do that. And yeah, this is blue steel in the new era of Townstar. This is over-the-top blue steel, by the way, not the best or the most exciting or the whatever you want to call it. But certainly producing 12 blue steel an hour is insane compared to what we used to be able to. I used to get like 5.5 to 6 an hour on a good day, and that was without skins. So it was pre-skin era. But yeah, this is it. I hope this gives you the answers you need. So I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Got any questions, leave them down below. As always, I'm Lycan Warlord, the Stash. I love you. Take care. Bye. Oh, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. I want to shout out my Patreons, my patrons, my Patreons from Patreon, my patrons from Patreon. Thank you very much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. This is my first end video, so we're going to use this from now on. I'll get it better. Maybe eventually if we got more, I'll scroll or something. I don't know. I got to figure it out. But thank you all. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you all. The link for Patreon's below. Also, any way you guys feel like supporting me, I really appreciate it. Thank you. This is going to help me keep making content that hopefully you guys enjoy. So, thank you. I love you.